Hello, welcome back to GOT. Today we're going to talk about the Vivo X Fold 5 and how Mike over there at Average Dad has picked it as his #1 foldable. Matter of fact, his favorite foldable, the one that he will daily drive. Now, I can see why. It is a great phone, but I have a different perspective and don't quite agree that it is the top foldable out there. Let's get to it. Now, I do recognize that Mike did not say that it was the best foldable out there. He said it was his favorite, and there is a distinct difference. You can hear that from all of us. Shane, Mike, myself. I think we can all disagree where there is a best foldable or a best phone versus a favorite. There's a distinct difference. And I'm going to tell you why the Vivo X Fold 5 fails for me to make that mark as my favorite. So this is my rebuttal to Average Dad. I just don't quite see it the way he does. Now, first off, I do agree with Mike over there at Average Dad a lot on the Vivo X Fold 5. This thing is lightweight, slender. It's a really great feel in the hand. I like the rounded edges opposed to the Z Fold 7 with its squared off feel, making it a little more uncomfortable to hold. And then there's these cameras. I think right now, these cameras are second to none with the Zeiss partnership. These photos come out very crisp and clean, and having that superior telescoping zoom lens, it really just totally beats out most of the competition, if not all of it. And I say that because I have yet to be able to test the Honor Magic V5. It's supposed to be here towards the end of the month, but right now the V3 is really right up there with it. So I think the V5 is probably going to give the Vivo X Fold 5 a run for its money. And then I also agree that because this thing has the Gen 3 chip instead of the new Elite series, I don't think this phone should be counted out because it still performs and does everything you throw at it. Hey, I want to take a quick second and thank you for tuning in to this channel as we talk about the Vivo X Fold 5 versus the Honor Magic V3. Which is your favorite phone? And if you get something out of this video, do me a favor, smash that like button down below. It really does help out the channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on further content. Now let's get back to the video. Now here's where Mike and I seem to drift apart and why I can't put the Vivo X Fold 5 at the top of my list. It's missing a few vital features that I use on the daily, one of which is the integrated AI system from Gemini or any other source for that matter, where it will help you with your grammar and spell check in your text messages, the comment section on the phone when I'm commenting on videos. It will not do a complete spell check and grammar check on what I write, nor will it give me any kind of format suggestions. And I believe that's simply because they don't have an agreement with Google or Gemini to put it in the phone. Now, I first thought that was just because it's a Chinese version, but I'm finding out that it's not in the global version either. Now, if there's someone out there that could show it to me and prove it to me, I'd appreciate that, because just telling me that they think it's there, that's not enough. And the blue AI that is on the phone doesn't really represent on the Chinese version because it formats it all in Chinese. Maybe it's there on the global version, but nobody's talking about it. So you can't just overshadow some of the flaws with all the good parts. You got to talk about the good and the bad. And then, of course, there was all that media marketing about this thing being compatible with Apple devices, which it is not. What I found is only the Chinese version can be compatible with Apple devices, but it's all in Chinese. You got to download all our Chinese versions. So all the compatible is in another language that I can't read or understand. And when it comes to the global version of the Vivo X Fold 5, it does not exist at all. So that was a very big disappointment for me, because that's one of the big reasons why I went ahead and got it, because I thought it would integrate with the Apple Watch and my Mac computers a lot better, which it does not. Now, another thing as far as compatibility with the Vivo, I cannot get my Samsung Watch Ultra to work with the Vivo. I can't get any of my Android watches to work with it. I believe you probably have to have their watch specifically. Now, that just may be in my Chinese version, but I haven't heard anybody say it works with the global either. So, Mike, if you're watching, of course, this is all in fun, and I hope you understand that. But if you can show me where this thing will actually work with a smartwatch like the Samsung, I would really appreciate that. Whether it's the global or the Chinese, I prefer the Chinese since that's what I got. But if it works on the global, I'll give it to the Vivo for that. Now, of course, on the Chinese version, I don't have the really nice news feed that I like to look at all the time, every morning. There is a news feed, but of course, it's all in Chinese, and there's no way for me to change that to an English language or have any kind of counterpart that does the same thing. Now, again, on the global version, it may do that, but I'm betting it's more in lines of this, where you may be able to select your language better, and where that difference is on the inside. So if we open both of these up, you can see here, you go to the news feed on this, it's just half a page, which is something I don't care for. Whereas on the Automatic V3, if you open it up and you go to your news feed, it's the full screen. It's not just a half page thing. So yeah, it's some of the small things, but the small things add up to make this a more preferred phone. Now, where Mike gets upset about people bashing the Vivo X Fold 5 for not having it in hands for features that might be missing, such as the Gen 3 chip, or for me to be able to do the features that I just mentioned earlier, I would respectfully disagree. Just because they haven't had hands on the phone doesn't mean they understand where it might have flaws or not meet the needs as other foldables. For example, the Z Fold 7 with its poor 4400 milliamp hour battery, poor missing fast charging, the missing S Pen now, and it's what, 5-year-old ultra wide and zoom lenses. One does not have to have hands on to the Z Fold 7 to know that those are really big failures, or at least don't match the standards of a lot of the other foldables. Now, I agree that people shouldn't be disrespectful in the comment section, but there's nothing wrong with them talking a little fun smack about a phone they don't have. As YouTubers, we do speculation on these phones all the time before they come out, just as I'm speculating that the Automatic V5 is going to be better than the V3, and I think it's going to top the Vivo X Fold 5 in some of its camera features. So all that to say, keep the banner coming. I don't mind it, and you could tell that Mike really doesn't either. He was just fighting back a little bit, justifying his preference for the V Fold being his favorite phone. Now, I will personally prove that the Elite chip is that much better than the Gen 3 chip in an upcoming video, especially if you're a gamer or you do a lot of video processing on your device. And video processing is even something as simple as posting a Snapchat or TikTok video. More performance and better speed to do this is a big advantage. So stay tuned for another video on that. At the end of the day, I believe that foldables are so good that arguing about the smallest of margins, and I believe Mike would even agree with this, is very negligible. I mean, the Automatic V3, the Vivo X Fold 5 are excellent phones in their own right, and I can see how so easily one could make either one their favorite phone, even if one performs better than the other, and only you could decide on that. So Mike, if you're watching, no hard feelings. Remember, I still buy all my foreign phones through you. So now it's time for you, our viewers. Leave me comments down below. Which phone is your favorite? Which one tops the scale for you? Is it the Vivo X Fold 5, the Honor Magic, whether it's the V3 or V5? Or maybe you're even a Z Fold lover, or who knows, a Pixel lover. With the Pixel 10 Pro Fold coming out, that may end up being the best fold in your eyes. Now, I've done actual comparison already, and I'm going to do more on the Vivo, or this is the Vivo and the Automatic V3. If you want to check out that video, it's right here. Now, like I said, I have plans to do more, and even the Automatic V5 when it comes out. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the future and past content. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and God bless.